Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have an easier time investing in the markets while others seem to be struggling all the time? We're going to talk today a little bit about uh, the status of becoming an investor that is in the right markets, that is getting the right type of investments out there and finding them before institutions, before big banks, and we're going to cover it in depth today. Yeah, so we're going to jump into our evening with this review of our virtual stock trading system. Want to make sure that you guys are able to see and hear me okay. Go ahead and say that you can see and hear us okay. Everything's good. We're going to jump in. We're going to learn the step-by-step virtual stock trading system that I've been using for 5+ years to pocket regular $1,000 weekly returns and pick highly profitable stocks in what I call AI-driven markets. So today we're going to be uncovering how to do that with just 20 minutes a day and get started, even if you've never invested before and you're just getting started. I'm going to show you why that doesn't really matter, and we're going to jump in here. So it looks like we have to make this public here. All right, we should be good to go and be live. Have you ever wondered what the difference is between people that seem to make returns and grow their portfolio and have success doing it on a consistent basis, and the difference between that person that continues to have success and continues to grow and be able to support their lifestyle, support their goals of what they're going for by investing, and the difference between that person and the person that is not able to figure it out at all and just seems to lose trades, seems to lose investments, can't quite get things on the right track. Well, today we're going to jump in, and looks like you can see me and hear me okay. Can you guys see me and hear me? All right, love it. Okay. I even see someone there, SoCal Rock says, only here to remind you that I was able to take profits shorting some stocks today. Let's go. In the quantum market. Yeah, sorry, comment earlier today. I got you early. I see you. That's why we made the video kind of identifying it so you guys could hear me and see me. So today we're going to go over the step-by-step system, the virtual stock trading system that I've been using for 5+ years to pocket regular returns and returns of $1,000 actually per week. That's actually on a not so good week. And let me make sure that you guys could see us all right. I'm just kind of changing the sizing. There we go. And I haven't done this much. It's kind of our third week in a row we're trying this. So from Colombia, Janice from Colombia, awesome. So highly profitable stocks in AI-driven markets. So have you ever wondered, like, what's the difference between the person? Oh, in just 20 minutes a day, we're going to cover that too. So if you're starting with $500, this could work for you. If you're starting with more, awesome. But have you ever wondered? Have you ever wondered what's the difference between the person that's making the returns consistently and the person that just can't seem to get it right? They just can't seem to make it happen. One person, they've been investing for a while, they've been making the types of returns that allows them to have more freedom. Maybe they're traveling, maybe they are very confident with their portfolio and they feel good about where their portfolio is. And not only that, they're doing it and they're also doing everything else that comes with life. They have kids, maybe they're working, maybe they are, starting a business. But you just notice there's the person that's investing and having success, and then the other side of it is some people, they just can't seem to make enough. They can't seem to get above the peak of having returns that are favorable. And so I'm going to get into this virtual stock trading system and show you guys how it works. This is the system, whether you realize it or not, whether they realize it or not, thousands of investors and traders are using this, and it works because it focuses on one thing: easy profit markets. Now, we've talked about the markets that are in AI-driven markets, and that's what we're really looking at here. And that's where there's a lot of value and a lot of profits. Now, if the term easy profit markets is new to you, that's okay, because I'm going to explain everything. An easy profit market is a vehicle where your speed to profits is faster and your return on investment is higher than in non-easy profit markets. This means if you trade stocks in an easy profit market, you make more money more often for less time and money invested for your portfolio growth. For staying to the end, I'm going to give you the opportunity to download my custom profit plan strategy guide so you'll always know the best stocks to buy. So let me clarify something. What I'm going to teach you today is how you can turn profits from trading without a big portfolio in stocks you don't need to overanalyze, but by capitalizing on the profitable boom of AI, tech, quantum, space. I could throw in defense companies. I could throw in some of the energy companies, the data center companies. But capitalizing on that profitable boom of AI is what we're focusing on. Now, I used to believe this, and maybe you believe this too, that you can't grow your portfolio consistently because you don't have enough money. You might think you don't have enough skills, the emotional detachments to stick to a plan. You might think you don't have enough time to find profitable stocks that are showing a big enough return. Or simply, you feel like you don't have that green light where you feel confident enough to enter a trade. Or know when to exit, or you might think that you're not too late or too early. You're saying, oh, am I too late to get in? Is it too early to sell? But there is a way out. And here is the process. So how many of you guys are ready to hear the process and hear kind of how I got started and how we got in this? Because is that cool? Can I share with you guys how this works? Go ahead and comment yes. Comment, let's make it happen. And let's jump into some of these work. If you have $500, if you're just getting started, they are for beginners and advanced investors. Now here is the process. I'm going to look for one yes. We see one yes in the chat and we're good to go. There we go. There we see the yeses. Okay. Now you're going to get profitable stocks added to your watch list. Buy them while they are undervalued virtually on the go for a hefty payday each and every month. Now, the average way that most of you guys might invest would be focusing on the S&P 500 and maybe getting 8% return. So if you're getting the 8% return, you're going to have a $5,000 investment, for example, return $5,400. Now, that $5,400 doesn't look so hot. How many of you guys are like, looked at your 401k? I was working one time years ago. I was working, I was a project manager in solar where I was building solar, and I shouldn't I shouldn't have been a project manager, but I was a project manager, and I was investing all my money into the S&P 500. And I remember thinking every time like the months would go by, just thinking, oh, it's not enough. It's not enough. 8%. It's not enough. This is going to take 60 years. It's going to take. Why do some people have returns that are favorable in 2 years, in 3 years? Why am I on this track of this 65-year or what have you? So then on the right, take a look there, AI and tech. Then at that moment, I was struggling. I was figuring it out. I'm like, how do I do this? I started allocating every dollar that I had into NVIDIA. I started investing in the companies that were still small at the time. It was just really around $20 a share at that time. And I was investing and investing and investing into NVIDIA. NVIDIA went up. There was a return there of about 18 times our money. Not 8 times, but 18 times. And it was $29,000 return. You can even see here, this is my average price that I paid. $13 per share. I was investing $20 a day. I was installing solar. When I got home, I had videos when it was just around the time when I met my wife and we were still kind of struggling and figuring things out years ago. And I was investing $20 a day. And there's my average purchase price. Average price paid was at $13 a share. And I don't know, what is that now? 200? So I tell you this because I was in a rut, and I know, like, I've been up and down and been in the markets when I've been down. I know what it feels like to have a total negative portfolio on the all-time. I know what it feels like. And now I know what it feels like to be up in the all-time, and the I'll tell you, it's not any less stressful. There's still going to be stress when you're making money. There's still going to be stress when you're not making money. But what if I told you that you're struggling more by you're struggling more by investing in the S&P 500 than investing in the stocks that are in AI and driving the S&P 500? What if I told you that you're struggling more than you have to? So even if you made 58% return in S&P 500, which it did make 58% return at one point, that's still only about $7,900 on a $5,000 investment. Whereas right here, you can see the outperformance to the S&P, and this was a couple years ago, a screenshot there. So I have performed some simple analysis of the company, and I'm going to share with you how I identified that deal. But it's really not rocket science, and it's actually way easier than investing in the S&P. It's actually way easier than you might think. So there was no fancy indicator, no big news catalyst, no complicated analysis strategy, just a stock with an undervalued status I identified before buying and a proven strategy to generate the return. So some of you guys have been following for a while, but I thought I would throw these slides in case you're just tuning in for the first time. We got where I live here. I live right in between Reno and Sacramento, or Tahoe National Forest area. And I love to play sports. I'm just outside there, Silicon Valley. So since a young age, I've been exposed to some of the companies and being in it and getting to see firsthand some of the innovation in California. And I've been married to my beautiful bride, Tammy, for just about 3 years. And they've, been the best years of my life. We've traveled, we've gone to different countries, and we both like eating foods, new cultures. How many of you guys like to travel and eat new foods? That's like one of my favorite things, man. So I actually could change this here, but we've grown a YouTube channel to almost over 20,000 people. At the time of this recording, right, this isn't a recording, it's a live video, but I think we're just under 20,000. I don't say this to brag or anything, but I say this because it means that the information that we provide is helpful, right? It means that what people are finding in our content is making them money, is making them returns. And I love it. Yeah, so you could see some of the returns. We had Big Bear on a surge that we caught from $1 to $7. Now it's back down to 3 something. The subscriber growth here, I don't know, you might see yourself here as we've had some really nice comments here from all of you guys. Now, there's also, I love this here with Graham Stephan. I actually had the chance here to meet with, I don't know if you guys know Graham Stephan, really big YouTuber when it comes to investing and real estate. And I had a chance to meet Jack Selby there and really good conversations with him. And also, there is a great strategist, a YouTube trader His name's Ricky Gutierrez, who I've also had the chance to network and learn with. And so I've been able to meet some of the highest level investors here. And just to give you guys the rundown too, I started trading stocks back in 2017 the right way. And before that, I really struggled. And I've watched a lot of gurus come and go over the years on YouTube, especially teaching people stuff that wastes time, it zaps your energy, and frankly, it like kills your motivation. Personally, I've traded stocks successfully in over 20 different markets, and we had 109% returns this past year. We're up about 13% so far this year. So I've advised just about every kind of portfolio, and basically every portfolio you could kind of think of, from small to large. The largest portfolios I've advised on are in the tens of millions, and I help people by spending a lot of time analyzing stocks, honing in and perfecting my skill. And in 2020, when the market cycle happened during the C word, I put together this portfolio that was able to capitalize on some of the AI movements. And I'm also the owner of Stockmate, which is an investor community and software. And we help people increase their returns. And I also have a true rank market analysis system to make AI stock trading more simple and predictable. And I'm actually going to be sharing some of that with you here today. So over the next few minutes, you're going to learn how to identify hundreds of undervalued stocks throughout the tech sector and dozens of great deals ready to buy. If you've been around the stock market for any time, you might say to yourself, Will, this is just normal value-based trading. I already understand this. What's so different? Well, I'm glad that you asked. I'm going to explain everything. And in a nutshell, I see a comment there that says, someone says, honestly, I made some money from watching you, and you seem to have some integrity and not fooling people. I appreciate that. That's the goal here. Hello from Orange County, PJ. Happy to have you in here. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in, guys. But again, this is just value-based trading, which is why anyone can do it, and it's so simple. But the key to what I'll be teaching you today is to do it in the right market, not just online or through your brokerage. So that was a line that I don't even know why it's in there, but hey, what are the right markets? Here's the deal. Not all markets are created equal. I want you to think about your situation. Some markets, they're large indexes that have very slow moves, and they're dragged down with diminishing returns. In other markets, the profits are higher, there are a lot of new technologies, and market cap saturation is far less. And if you're trying to make money in a long-term investor or short-term trader, and you're not in an easy profit market, you're 100% working harder than you have to, and you're probably not getting the results that you want. Can you feel it? How many of you guys feel like you've been trying to learn the investing, you've been trading, but something's some of you guys are like, I'm here, Will, and it's making sense, and I'm getting to the next level, and I'm soaking up more information. And we could actually talk about that too, because one of the things that happens is some of you guys might say, yeah, well, I feel it. I'm struggling right now. Let me know. Are you how are things with your portfolio? You're like, it's just not where I want it to be. Some of you guys are you're starting to really see the returns. And what's important when you get into the returns is some people, they see a return and they embrace it as their new status. And they say, this is my returns. Those are the types of returns that I make. And they end up forgetting that the thing that got them there, the thing that got them the returns that they were looking for, were actually the thing that they were learning and they were growing. And they stopped doing that, and they said, I'm status, I'm making these returns, and they stopped. Their portfolio goes back down. So it's going down because they stopped doing the things that got them the growth that they were looking for. So this is how I learned this here. I've coached tech AI, energy, quantum traders, and every week as a part of my study, I parachute into a new portfolio and I help investors identify opportunities. And this process gives me a boots on the ground insight into markets all across the world. And I started paying attention to my investors' success, and I found something that I didn't expect. One week, with a consulting client, I get picked up in a nice BMW by a guy with a strategy in AI driven markets, and he makes maybe one or two trades per month. Then the next week, I would get picked up by a guy pouring his money into index funds, but he's driving a beat up minivan. Now, look, I've lived the life of the nice cars, and that's actually less relevant to what I'm sharing with you here. What I'm talking about is most people, they tend to think that the guy driving the BMW is growing faster and bigger because he has more skill than the guy that's driving the beat up minivan or what have you. But that's not what I found. What I found and what mattered the most was not the person, their diversified portfolio, their skill, or anything else. The number one thing that leads to success was the market that they focused on. That could be great news from you, for you, not from you. I mean, it could be great news from you, but it's great news for you. Because many investors, I don't know if you guys felt this way before, but you might feel burned out. You got to take a break, not because you or they are lacking discipline, but because they waste time in the markets that don't have that edge. Now, if you've been struggling or wondering how you can get those quick returns, the quick cash from investing, being here today will show you why those things might not be working and exactly what you can do about it. Look, success is right there within reach. You just have to make the small adjustments that most people never really tell you about. If there's one thing that I want you guys to take away from this class here today, it's this. It's not you, the strategies you've learned, or the effort you're putting in that's keeping you from making the extra money, quitting a job, adding another $10,000 a month to your portfolio. It is your market. So if you're taking notes, write this down. The market that you choose to invest in will make you more money than your skill. And I see Jules says, just bought a condo, had to start back $5K a couple months ago. Now I'm back up to 9.2K last week, but down to 8K. Hey, that's a 40% return in a few months. That's awesome. So this is the moment that I had my aha moment. And at this point, let's all agree that not, number one, all markets are created equal. They are not all created equal. Some markets will make you more money faster than others. And number three, you can continue to settle for the average investments with little returns, or you can follow a proven system to get results. If you get this and you really understand what I'm telling you here today, the old bad results can disappear and you can start getting the results that you want. Do you get it? You guys understand? Awesome. Doing well. When you get this, and more importantly, will you do something about this with the information that you have to start getting the results that you want? So, how many people know exactly what they have to do to grow? And why do some people know exactly what they have to do to grow, yet they don't do it? And then other people kind of know what they have to do to grow, and they kind of know, but they take action and they get the results when they didn't fully know, but they just took action. And so if there was one thing I could tell you from all this, more importantly than anything else, is that you commit to it. Once I realized this and I learned how to capitalize on it, things changed for me, and the old results disappeared. making money gets a whole lot easier, and my portfolio has never been the same. My earnings have skyrocketed. So I want to say this. Number one, you're not alone. Number two, it's not your fault. And number three, there's a simple solution, which is what you'll learn here today. So why Thomas was dead wrong and how this revelation ended up producing $6,000 in just 2 short days. It's $6,000 payday. Or John saying, entered a stock position in a technology market last week and we've gained 16%. Now time to find our next pick. Love your system, John. So it really comes down to the nitty gritty, but if there was an overarching theme, it would be the market that you choose to invest in will make you more money than your skill. And this is the aha moment number 2 that I had, which is focusing your effort in the right market will produce better, more consistent, and faster results than going bigger and spending more. This means you can make more money by spending less money on assets to make returns, and by focusing first on specific markets and then on specific sectors in those markets. You go deep by saying, I'm going to invest in AI. You get on the surface. You go deeper by saying, I'm going to go in individual markets and pick out the most high growth markets in AI. And you can go deeper by finding those specific companies, and it goes on from there. So I'm looking for something from you right now. If the idea of making more money faster and investing less money by investing in the right markets sounds good to you, commit to it. Make the decision right now that you're committing to doing things differently than you've done in the past because you're committed to getting those results that you want. So imagine picking an easy profit market, identifying the most profitable path in that market, and then putting all your efforts on making money with those right stocks. Stocks that are already filled with untapped returns and where institutions will be actively buying. So you got artificial intelligence here. The market size is growing, but on top of that, you have individual markets inside of the AI that are pushing the market further. So write this down if you're taking notes. The secrets to fast, regular paydays are: number one, the markets where you can make the most money must be chocked full of businesses in the easy profit markets of stocks, and the markets where you can make the most money must be chocked full of institutional attracting value. And the technique you'll learn today is called value unwrapping, and it can be done on your laptop or phone. You can choose how you want to do this. So let me explain how this works. On the left, you have little to no pay. So you might spend money and wait. And the index funds normally look like that. You're in a fund that about 30% or less of it is getting driven by a select few number of stocks. And then you have on the right, the AI boom right here. This is going to be where there's lots of competition and people get caught up in FOMO and pumping, and it causes unprofitability. And that's where a lot of people struggle. They're either in index funds or they're in the AI stocks, but they're trading the wrong stocks that are having FOMO and getting pumped. Whereas I like to focus on what we call the honey hole. So the honey hole is where there's lots of profits and growing AI stocks that overlap between the AI boom and the index funds. So they're the stocks that drive the index funds. So there's been some big changes in the financial industry over the last 4 years, and there's a lot more to come. I see Janet here saying, I'm committing. I love that. Dare says, good morning from Germany. Oh, let's go. So there's been a lot of changes in the last 4 years, which is why what I'm teaching you here today is so important. So imagine having a strategy to select the best stocks that are chock full of profit before the deep-pocketed banks and institutions buy. And imagine having a step-by-step blueprint to follow so you can buy and sell those stocks to the richest market makers from the comfort of your phone while on vacation. Maybe you're traveling with your family while you're working, or while traveling the world and living life on your terms. Before we continue, I want you to make something clear up front. And I also want to say one thing. That thing I just described, I've been on the opposite end of trying to figure things out and not having any plan, and kind of feeling like the markets are just against me. And I've also been on the side of things where things are going right. I do have the freedom. I am traveling, and I am funding my lifestyle with investing. So my system here isn't about making the most profitable trades, although many of them are very profitable. And if you're 100% only interested in only the most profitable trade, the rest of the training might not be for you. Because what I'm going to be teaching next is all about finding and making consistent trades easier. So trades that you can win and repeat day after day, week after week, and month after month. So even if you've tried and before and you failed, I'll show you exactly why my system is different and why none of Wall Street teaches this same technique. The key to success is consistency that allows you to create a deal finding system so regular paydays become expected and normal. And I don't know if you guys can hear the frogs. Can you guys hear frogs outside? There are some frogs. And how many of you guys think this is cool so far, what we're covering? Are things looking good? Enjoying? Cool? Here on this Thursday night? So I'm talking about the kind of consistency that allows you to quit a job, retire, get your significant other fully on board so you can go full time in on the money for more money industry. So this kind of consistency that allows you to keep your financial partners happy if you have them, because they can make more money and before the media hype hits. So you could write this down: consistency plus speed equals success. The AI sector isn't just any market. It's where innovation is meeting profitability, and there are specific stocks primed for exponential growth that are often overlooked until it's way too late. And this is the aha moment number 3. You only need to capitalize on the prime segments in an easy profit market and just one stock a month to make a killing with the system. So most people think that they need to build, how many of you guys have thought this way? They need to build a fund that competes with the institutions and traders, or that you need, maybe you think this way, many people think you need to learn to implement all these different ways, 17 different ways to trade stocks. You need to buy an index, have insider info, get loans ready to fund your investments. I've heard that one as well. And I've been there. I've actually done that a little. I know what that's like. I know that I've been on that side of things, and it's not a side, it's just as hard. It's actually harder on that side than it is on the side that I'm about to reveal to you. You might think that you need to have $10,000, $100,000, or $1 million or more in cash in your accounts each month to really cash in. That's not true. To be frank with you, I think that's one of the hardest ways to try to be successful, is to think you need all those things and see the triple digit type of annual growth rates. That mindset of thinking you need all those things, it often leads to failure. So what I want you to realize is that with the right market, every month there are hidden growth stocks that are extremely set for growth ahead of media coverage. So before the media kicks in, and you only need one stock that meets this criteria to scale a quick analysis, assuming you have $500 or more, assuming that you're in that place, into a $10,000 payday or more. Now, by focusing on a single high growth AI stock that fits the system's proven criteria, you eliminate distractions and amplify your returns. So my system teaches you to get laser focused in on the right markets, in the right analysis in this market, and then in buying in the right way to grow. When you're focused in the right market with the right analysis and on the right way to grow with the right plan, you don't need to be a trader pro. You don't need to master complicated strategy, and you don't need to frustrate yourself on the analysis side trying to put your money to work only to come up short. So I call this the trifecta. It's when you choose the right markets with the right analysis and the right profit plan. Now, we've talked about this on the YouTube, and you guys have heard it in repetition most likely, that we focus on the right market, the right analysis, and the right profit plan. When you use the trifecta and you use it to your advantage, it allows you to screw up most of what gurus tell you that you need to learn and master. And you can still get profitable stocks in the market and put thousands each month into your hip pocket national bank, my favorite bank, without investing in the S&P 500, but by investing in the S&Me 500 yourself and see those returns. So let me lay this out. Most people, they buy stocks in a state of hope. I love it. Yep. Tammy, my wife, she's feeding the dog. It's getting later here, but yeah, I was actually gonna do that. How many of you guys are like, you're just about to feed an animal? I don't know, you guys got pets and you feed your animal, and then you're like, I'm gonna feed my animal, and then you start to do it, and then you get distracted, you do something else. How many of you guys have been there? So most people buy stocks. Thanks for feeding the animals, Tammy. She might have her headphones in. Most people buy stocks in a state of hope. So your markets, you might have a struggle, right, in your market. It might look like this, and you might hope when you buy a stock, and you have $10,000 that you invest, and you get 8% return, which is $800. And you also, it's possible that you have your market and you struggle, but you might have a good trade every once in a while. And it's not just that $800, 8% return, but you maybe every once in a while, it's that 4% return or that 40% return. And you start to see one struggle. You have a struggle, but every once in a while, you have a good trade. So AI is the single greatest opportunity to capitalize on and trade in our lifetime. And here's the truth. The market doesn't reward effort. It rewards positioning. And the biggest players in the stock market are already positioned perfectly and capitalizing on opportunities that most traders never see. So why do companies like Microsoft or Tesla with Elon consistently lead the market value? How do AI and tech stocks skyrocket before the average trader even hears about them? The answer is not luck, it's access. It's access, and it's access to the right information at the right time. Now, imagine that you were in that position, that you had that access, knowing which sectors are about to explode before the news hits. Grabbing profits Others miss because they're focused on the wrong markets. Positioning yourself like the pros, but with none of that complexity. So this isn't about how to be in the right market. This is about trading in that prime segment of the market that actually works. So there's a lot of good investments over the last 100 years, and you can kind of break them down into a few different levels. It's so important to know this because this is the evolution. This is how we get to where we are. And this can actually give us a good indication of where we're going. And so it started with like the birth of modern wealth. You got your Rockefellers, you got the railroads, oil, industrial powers. Then you have the real estate boom, land, homes, the post-war prosperity. Then you have tech changes, right? Tech comes in and computers, the internet, Silicon Valley, and the crypto revolution just recently. And then now we're getting into AI, and this is the opportunity of our lifetime. And it's a once in a history shift. And don't be on the wrong side of the shift. You know, I know that maybe some of you guys have been on the wrong side of the market, maybe during the C word or in that 2022 bear market. Or maybe you've been on the wrong side in 2008 and you were in the wrong side and you weren't on the way out, you didn't make your returns or what have you. Maybe you've been on the wrong side of the market when the quantum market dipped and crashed in January. Or maybe you're on the right side, and that's what I'm getting at here is this is a once in a history shift in AI that's happening right now, and you don't want to be on the wrong side of the market. So my system creates a state of expectancy. So imagine your portfolio, you got your 500 stocks at an 8% return, which I know they say it's 3 or 4%, but they're barely beating inflation. Then you got 50 of those stocks, of those 500, that are the 10% of the market that are increasing 150% returns. The long-term gains. And you also have the long-term gains and you have the AI boom. So those are the stocks that are driving a large portion of the market. So my system fills this gap of opportunity, and this is what we focus on here. The AI boom is broken down into monthly about 1 to 4 stocks that we focus on. And these are our near-term stocks that we're looking for that can turn that $500 or $1,000 into that $10,000 portfolio or return. Or the $500 into $5,000. And my system also focuses on cyclical cash flow, the type of returns that happen in some of the new assets that are popping up in crypto. And the long-term value increase of the value that's being added to these companies in the Magnificent Seven that drive the S&P 500. And that's $1,000 to 10. Those are the $1,000 investments that turn into $10,000 investments. You can take a screenshot. There's some companies, some of the focuses. And the goal there, and this is the goal that I've set for myself and that we at one point were striving for, nowadays we're able to hit it quite often, is a $15,000 per month with those assets, 3 assets per month per market. Now the government is very clear. I can't make income claims. I can't make promises or guarantees of success or of making money for someone that uses my system. The government's, they've been clear. And I'm only telling you what's possible if you learn and put in the work and you stick with it. And guys, the truth is, I see some familiar names in here. How many of you guys have tuned in before and you're excited about what we're sharing here? You're seeing it and you're like, this is great. And I've been here before and it's awesome, right? Some of you guys are here and I know you, but I also don't know if it will work for you. I don't know how hard you'll work or if you'll even follow my system. So I don't know if you'll make any money or not. And in fact, as with any money, any investments that you make, you can lose money. So here's what I do know. The stock market, it's never easy, But the most simple way that I know to make extra money and create sizable sums is to trade assets in easy profit markets. It's what I've been doing for years, and it's what I've been teaching for years, and it's proven to work for people when they put in the work and work through the roadblocks that always seem to show up. I'm not saying that there's not roadblocks. Like, I've been into a fair share of roadblocks. The turbulence, the tariffs, the C word when it popped up in 2020. I know that there's the ups and downs and that they happen. And they're always going to be there. And this is a transition in the training. I'm going to share with you kind of what works for me and what has led to some of my success as well. And it's something you might want to take notes on if you're watching here, taking notes. So how many of you guys have so far like really found that you have some shifts in the way that you're approaching the market? People come to me and they say, Will, after I watched some of this, I found that I was not having FOMO. I wasn't fear of missing out. I was getting to a point where I was feeling like the markets were the most important thing, and that we're in the AI boom right now. And I need to focus on the companies that are being driven by AI. I need to focus on the companies that are making up this infrastructure that is fueling this tech revolution that's happening. And a lot of times, I mean, just knowing that and having certainty around that, does that give you some more certainty for you that feels good? Are you like saying, this is making sense? I got it. I'm feeling like we're on the right track. Let me know and comment. Let's make sure. So how many of you guys are in that position? So this is the 3 steps that we follow. Systems that are simple. So simple systems that scale. So my system is broken down into a 10-step repeatable process. It's based on that trifecta of the right market, the right analysis, and the right plan. And when you do that right, finding profitable trades is so simple. So let's dive in here. Step number 1 is the easy profit market, picking the top 3 assets. My easy profit market stock selection process is based on 7 proven criteria. How I rank stocks. First, we compare to your current watch list. It says the watch list. Select your top 5 possible stocks, the watch list, and rank out of those 5 stocks, each stock based on the 7 selector points. Selector number 1 is growth potential. Selector number 2 is the momentum. Selector number 3, institutional backing, which could be a variable. We don't know if it's institutional already is backing it or if it's just institutional attracting value, which is another whole thing. If it's institutional attracting value, then that's also something we would look. That's why it's a variable that maybe it hasn't kicked in yet, but it's one that we want to watch. AI relevance and innovation, selector number 4. Now look at this. The question is, if you could easily and quickly find the fastest to profit markets and you had a simple system in place to profit and get X times profit collected every quarter or every month, would you? You might say, well, X times what goal do you have in your mind and what would that goal be? And that's a good question to ask yourself. Because when you have that goal in mind, it puts you in a position of, oh, okay, this is where I can see my portfolio going, and you start to see that. So if you had that profit to quickly and easily, if you had that plan to quickly and easily get there, would you use it? Of course you would. Now here's step number 2, the easy profit market. Find the hottest stocks. This is the step where I create a trading plan. This is how you find ready to buy stocks that become growing assets. And the keys here to know are where smart buyers are buying, who those buyers are, and what price to act on. So think about it. When you know those three things, finding stocks that are ready to grow is simple. So here's the question. If you had a system that taught you exactly which stocks to buy before they explode, helped you act fast without stress or confusion, and let you do it again and again to grow your portfolio, would you? So step number 3, the easy profit market, picking the undervalued stocks. Using the trading plan that you have created, you'll hone in and build watch lists of just undervalued stocks. This is what keeps your investing risks low and what gets you a higher than normal number of winners in a market that is projected to grow. So remember, you're only investing in 3 assets each quarter in each market, just that prime segment of each market, and that's it. Nothing complicated or hard. Then you're going to use my AI predictor to make accurate trades that investors are already eyeing and price your entry for maximum profit and minimal risk. This is awesome. So the question is, if you could make trades perfectly priced in for explosive growth without doing complex research and without endless chart analysis and mediocre returns, with little to no risk, would you? Of course you would. So these initial steps make up the foundation of the trifecta: the right markets, the right analysis, and the right plan. We got a couple testimonials there, but I love this one from Ron. He says, used to trade options, lost a lot of money, and it's because my research was pretty bad and I thought I didn't have time. But now I spend less time and get higher quality research, and my portfolio is increasing. Vish says, I'm thrilled to share that my portfolio has grown by 3% in a day and 10% over the past month since I joined this, largely thanks to the strategies here discussed in StockMate. Michelle says, I have made over $80,000 following your trades the past few months. That one caught me off guard, Michelle. Charles, I love this. I don't know if Charles is tuned in here. I know Charles is actually in our virtual stock trading system. And Charles said he made a $1,200 gain following our live trading over the last 2 weeks using just $5,000. He says he follows every morning live trading. He's kind of working, so he doesn't always hear it. And he says, but he's still in the live sessions. He doesn't always comment because he's pretty busy getting himself ready in the morning, but that he's there and that he's made that return. And David says, Will, I'm loving everything about your system, made 13% annually in index funds, but realize there's more emerging markets that are new and finally feeling like I'm ahead of the game. Since you've learned the keys to that trifecta and 3 of the 10 steps in my virtual stock trading system, I want to show you how I personally run my portfolio to maximize profits and minimize risk. So to teach you the rest of my system, what I've decided to do is take a little different approach because I think it will help you and make it easier for me to teach. The reason that I think this will work the best is because tying the entire system together is all about creating consistent, repeatable results and eventually getting AI to do 93% of the work for you. Now you find opportunities. Imagine you let AI-powered tools do most of the heavy lifting for you. Oh, imagine a world there. Analyzing the market, spotting undervalued assets, and streamlining decisions to stay ahead of the market. So the question is, if you could get an AI, you only pay when it makes you money and does 93% of the work for you, would you? Of course you would. So it's going to be the
ultimate evolution of this system. But even though the tool is still in the early stages, you don't have to wait to start seeing the results. Many of you guys sent me messages over the past few days after watching the virtual stock trading system mastermind session that we shared with everyone last week. And you asked if I would make the virtual stock trading system available since I've only taught it to a small select group of investors who got exclusive access. The system has been off the market for months, and only a handful of people have ever had the opportunity to learn and apply these strategies who you heard on that recorded mastermind. That makes this information that I'm about to share with you even more valuable because very, very few people even know this information, and no one can normally get it right now. After receiving a literal outpouring of requests for access to the system over the past few days, what I've decided to do is reopen a small handful of VIP spots just for a few of you to have on this training. The truth is, since I wasn't planning to reopen this system, and because I'm only making a very small number of spots available, I'm not offering it at the regular price. Normally, the complete virtual stock trading system, when it's available, could sell for $4,800. And honestly, it's a total steal at that price when you consider the ROI traders have achieved with the system. But I'm not opening these VIP spots today at the regular $4,800. Why? Because I was already going to teach you everything you've already learned today anyway. And it's not about the money. The money's involved because the growth of our company is based on how much value we can bring to you. And this is about you. So if you want a simple to follow step-by-step system that walks you by the hand, peels back the curtain, and shows you exactly how to leverage AI and enter the best markets for maximum growth and create consistent results with a proven process, this is for you. This is for new traders who want a foolproof, step-by-step system to start trading on the go with confidence. This is for the experienced and successful investors who are already ready to scale and build consistent growth, whether you're working or not. Oh, and you guys can thank me later if you want, because since I wasn't planning to open these spots, I'm making this a total no-brainer by giving you a crazy 75% discount off the $4,800 system. But this is extremely limited. So why am I doing this? There's two reasons. First, I'm planning to record all the sessions this time and make it available to a few more people. And the two first sessions are already instantly available as we've already gotten through week 1 and week 2. And by getting in now, you'll have a major advantage in an early start over everyone else. So there aren't always opportunities where you're in early and you can take advantage of a head start, but this is one of those times. So do yourself a favor, don't miss it. Second, I know that after you follow each simple module and apply my virtual stock trading system training and market selection process, you're going to start identifying high growth stocks just like I do. And I'm excited to share with you what that looks like. So the AI boom is filled with so many untapped opportunities. And remember, you only need one great trade a month to change everything. So let's take a close look at the virtual stock trading system. The virtual stock trading system, first we have the quick start guide, which is the complete virtual stock trading system. You get the end in mind, starting off with a kickstart. You create an easy to follow step-by-step plan. There's no overhead, no cash or luck experience needed. Get your life back by working less. I love that line. Get your life back by working less. It's a value of $497. So module 2 is the virtual stock trading system, picking a high growth market step by step. So when we're looking at the markets, one of the things we have to consider is that every AI company and asset is going to be carefully identified throughout the process. It's not just we're buying and we hope that something happens. It's that we hold the company in an intrinsic value and that the criteria is met. So in this one, a lot of gurus don't talk about this. Most gurus are like, buy it because it's hype, buy it because of the volume. And most people lose money because they listen to the wrong people. Whether you're listening to gurus on YouTube or you're listening to anything else, that's something you'll see. So we focus on stock profit plans, and this comes with that AI stock selection checklist. So picking high growth markets step by step, and the value's $997. So when we're looking at module 3 of the virtual stock trading system, it's finding the honey hole. This is market analysis and stock pricing. Whether you're focused on established AI giants or hidden small cap opportunities, this module helps you uncover hidden pockets of profit, where you're going to learn how to create a profit path that will get you those in and out sales fast, where you buy and then you sell. This is the part of the virtual stock trading system that I'm most excited about and that nobody is teaching. You can skip the complexity and let the system show you the fastest path to profit. And it's so simple. Module 4 of the virtual stock trading system is a dynamic and profitable pricing. You get to learn dynamic entry and exit pricing. This one is focused on the philosophy that if you're not buying assets, then you're not making money. You learn the dynamic entry and exit pricing, and this method gets results. Module 5, which is our 5th week of the virtual stock trading system, finding AI profit stocks. This is my 7-point framework to find high growth AI stocks. So this is where you build the undervalued AI assets list. Stop wasting time on pump and dumps you don't need. This gets results simple and fast. I won't waste your time. I'll teach you my top 5 ways to build your undervalued AI picks list fast, and I'll show you how to use AI to do it all for you. This works in every market, every time. Now, module 6 of the virtual stock trading system is building your explosive portfolio, how to scale for long-term success. This is where we bring AI into the mix and get it to do 93% of the work for you. You're going to learn how to structure your portfolio, how to balance between the short-term, the mid-term, some of those swing trades, and the long-term investing. And you get a step-by-step stock analysis framework that you can copy and paste for consistent results. So the virtual stock trading system, you get the complete system, all 6 modules, a value of $5,400. Classes begin next Thursday, but you'll have immediate access to the first 2 classes. You get the VIP reopen 75% off today. It's regularly $4,800, and it's yours today for just $1,297. So if you go to cash2assets.com/trade now or hit the link in the description, it'll take you to the page where you can enroll, get immediate access to the system in the first 2 weeks, and I'll see you in our classes next Thursday as we kick off week 3 of the 6-module system. So if it probably goes without saying, but all right, looks like we had an issue. All right, looks like we had an issue with the computer and it ended up dying here. So hopefully you guys can hear me and see me okay, and everything's working. And I'm gonna try and jump back into the presentation so you could see it okay. And let's see if it's working. Can you guys see our 30-day money back guarantee? Can you see it? I don't know if you guys could hear me, as again my computer just died. So I don't know. Could you guys hear me and see me all right? Hopefully you can. Go ahead and comment if you can. Yes. I think you guys should be able to hear me now. Let me know. Can you guys hear me and see me all right? Cool. Yes. Okay. All right, we're back. All right, we're back. So you guys know my sincerity by now. Let me reiterate, 30-day money back guarantee. You could try my system, see for yourself what others have held back, and give me a fair shot. I mean, you owe it to yourself to make the small investments and follow the system and experience the results. Like I said, no hassle, 30-day money back guarantee. There's essentially no risk, right? Get started and we can start working together. And again, you can go to cashtoassets.com/trade now, or you can click the link in the description. Now, some of you guys are like, yeah, Will, I hear you. I'm there. It's good. I like the classes, but I'm just not sure. Well, David says this course completely changed how he thinks about trading AI stocks. It's more than that. It's that he learned how to make a system and that he now makes consistent, profitable trades. You also got some of our members. It's speaking for themselves. Like, they're having returns investing in AI companies that are growing faster than almost any other industry in the world. And you can see just some of the returns. Now, we also got John. Step-by-step approach made everything so easy to understand. He says, I can't believe I didn't start earlier. I've already started making gains. So some of you guys say, all right, Will, I'm there. I'm almost there. Not really sure. Kind of on the fence. It seems great. Like to be in the classes, but I'm just not sure. Well, hey, if that's where you're at, for the next 20 fast action takers, I got some bonuses. How would you like to flip a switch that puts your portfolio 100% on autopilot so you just sit back and let trades land in your buy box? Well, the world debut of Mercatus is here. The normal stock finding system was diving into financials. You check the news, and then you start over, you build your list, you start over, and you do that for every stock. You go in, you do your financials, you do the trifecta, you run through it, and you start over. You build the list, you analyze the market, you check the charts, you see the financials, you read the news, compare the stock, make the trading plan, enter the trade, refresh, and then repeat. Until now, analysis automation has been designed to focus almost exclusively on just the buy and sell ratings. But profitable trades normally take technology and human skill. And what I'm saying is, if you could automate the technology and eliminate the human skill to make better trades, imagine that. So, Mercatus, you get a 1-year license for free. Save your spot in the beta group for Mercatus. Should be out this next week. It is beta to Mercatus AI, predictive AI, and market analysis. And rather than just tell you how cool it is, I could also just show you how it works. How many of you guys would like to see a quick demo? I could show you. Let's do a quick little demo here. So if I jump into the other, it's already live on our local host. So it should be good to go. Let me see. Well, I have the front page. Let's see. I have some photos and I can do a local host, but actually I have a dev that's working in it. And it looks like the login for me right now is still in its way in. Some of you guys have seen it, so I'm just going to skip through and continue on. But just know, all of those things that go into your analysis can now be eliminated. And on top of that, normally it costs thousands of dollars for us to run it with AI, to use all the computing power to do analysis on all of these companies. And you're going to get free access to the beta. How cool is that? Now, the other bonus is you get a one-on-one call with me. So you get a growth launch strategy call. This is a kickstart session, strategy session, where you can do a coaching call with myself. Do you see how awesome that is? Now, on top of that, you get bonus of Stockmates, a 1-year membership. So you don't have to wait until next Thursday for the class to start. In fact, you can join us in our daily live sessions tomorrow and start making faster progress and get in the room each day at market open. So for the next year, you get to tune in live to our market live sessions each day at market open. So it's a little early. You got to get up at like 6:30 a.m. if you're in California. It is early in the morning. And not always is it always pleasant to get up early. If you're on the East Coast, it's a little easier. But by doing that, we see the biggest moves right at market open. We're there every morning, and we've been averaging positive returns since the start of Stockmate. And all of the moves that we make are related to buying the dip on different companies innovating in AI, in space tech, in quantum, sometimes even shorting some of the companies that are overvalued. And we do it all at market open in our live session. It's just about 30 minutes to an hour, and you get access immediately. You'll get an email tomorrow morning in your email inbox that says we are live, and it will have a link to go to Stockmate, and you can watch our daily entries and our exits in the stock market as soon as tomorrow morning. So you get it as a bonus when you enroll in the virtual stock trading system. So again, you can go to cashtoassets.com/trade now, and I'll see you there in our market session tomorrow morning. Now, bonus number 4 is 2 tickets to Stockmate Live. This is the tip of the iceberg. You guys we're there now, right? This is the bottom. We're to the tipping point. If you were there, and I see right now, we're already filling our spots. Actually, we're already going to be through and not have any more spots available. But because it's one-on-one with myself, and you get that one-on-one with me this next week, I'm not like, hey guys, FOMO. Or I'm being honest, I really only have so much time to do a one-on-one call with you for an hour and walk through your portfolio and walk through where you're struggling and where we can get you on the right track, or what advice you need, or what strategies you need to start implementing. And I literally only have so much time. So the fast action taker bonuses, they are going right now. So once it's gone, it's gone. Bonus number 4, 2 tickets to our in-person events. It's going to be either in Miami or California. You get to come hang out with my team and I. There's no outside speakers. It's 100% value. And it's $4,800 value. 2 tickets. Just go to cashtoassets.com right now /trade now, or you can go down below. If you click the link below, it will take you to the page in the description so that you can enroll. And we'll see you in our class, or in our live sessions tomorrow morning, and also in our class next Thursday when things launch. So again, the AI stock trading system, you get the complete system, so all 6 modules for 6 weeks. You get all of the bonuses, including Stockmate, the one-on-one session with myself, and more. A value of over $11,469. The classes begin next Thursday. VIP reopen 75% off today. Regularly $4,800. It's yours today for just $1,297. So you can go to cashtoassets.com /trade now, or you can go to the link in the description below this video. So you guys probably know by now, you might be watching this and you say, don't wait. You committed to yourself. You might say, I committed to myself. Right now is your shot. And if you're looking at this, you might say, Will, you might be right, or I should just go all in with you. But what am I going to be thinking a year from now? What, a year from now, 2 years from now? The truth is, there's a ton of value on the YouTube. It's all free on my YouTube, and I continue to make sure that you guys get that info. When it comes to the next level of committing to yourself and being held accountable and getting to the point where you are showing up on that weekly basis and you are learning the skills you need to learn to get those consistent results in your portfolio and in your finances, I'm going to lay it out for you, peel back the curtain, and you're going to start to see the results right now. And more importantly, what are you going to say 2 years from now or a year from now? Are you going to say, oh, shoot, I wonder what would have happened if I did that with Will? Yeah, you don't have to. Right now is your shot. You can go to cashtoassets.com/trade now and join us here in the AI boom. And I'd love to see you in our market live session tomorrow at market open, 6:30 a.m. Pacific time. You get the access to StockMate and classes next Thursday. So guys, to end out the day, there's one quote I want to leave you guys with today. And it's going to be a quote here from Warren Buffett. And the quote is, let's take a look here. The quote is, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And another one of his quotes that he says that always stuck with me is that without passion, you don't have energy, and without energy, you have nothing. If you're passionate about investing and learning how to make money work for you, then you have some energy towards it, and that energy is everything for you. And the more energy you put in, the more focus goes to it. Where focus goes, attention flows, and results show. And the results you're looking for are on the other side of the attention that needs to go into you developing your skills. So, with that being said, I invite you, go to cashtoassets.com/trade now or click the link below. I appreciate you all. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether or not you're a part of our virtual stock trading system, I do appreciate you. Thank you so much for all of the great comments and the great engagements. And I hope you have a great Thursday afternoon and an awesome Friday tomorrow. Something amazing happens to you tomorrow, and you have a good night's sleep. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Again, if you want to be there, you know where to go. Link in the description. Our spots are filling up. We'll see how it is by tomorrow. But I would imagine that this video will be here for just a little bit longer. So if you want to stay tuned, make sure to check the video, check back. If you have any questions, shoot them my way. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Take care. See ya.